Alright, I want to talk about a problem we run into sometimes when we're working with fractions. And we have improper fractions, but we want them to be mixed numbers, where we see a whole number and then a fraction remaining. So what I did first is I gave us a starting point. We have 23 halves. Now obviously this is improper because my numerator is greater than my denominator. So the key in turning this into a mixed number is realizing that our fractions are just division problems. And that's our top number, or our numerator, divided by our bottom number, or our denominator. So what I'm going to do to put this into a division box is I'm going to put my top number inside my division, and I'm going to put my bottom number, or my denominator, outside. So numerator goes in, denominator goes out. Now I just divide like normal. Well, 2 goes into 23, or 2 goes into 2, excuse me, one time for 2. Then I bring down my 3, 2 goes into 3, one time for 2, and I have a remainder of 1. Now, if you know how to work with decimals and divide with decimals, you could keep dividing this out, but right now what I want to focus on is how to turn this remainder into a fraction that we have left over. What we're going to do is we're going to say, alright, I have a remainder, so that lets me know I have a part of a whole left over. My remainder is going to become my new numerator, and my divisor, or what I divided by, what goes outside, is going to become my denominator. Now notice, did my denominator change from the first time? I started with a 2, I ended with a 2. That's how it should always work out. And now my mixed number is going to be 11 1/2. This is true for any improper fraction you have. You divide it out with your top number being divided by your bottom number, and then your remainder is the numerator, your denominator stays the same. Now let's talk about, say, if you had a mixed number, but you want to go to an improper. Say you were going to be dividing it or multiplying it or doing something like that, something where you have to have it in improper form. So let's give ourselves the mixed number 3 2/5, right? Well, what I like to call for this one, or the method I like to use, is I call check it out. We're going to make a check. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3 times 5, and then I'm going to add my numerator. So first, 3 times 5 is 15. Then I need to add my numerator, which is 2, and that's going to give me 17. This is going to become my numerator, and my denominator stays the same. And here we are now as an improper fraction. If I wanted to go back just to practice the skills we were just talking about, I would divide it out, put my top number inside, 17 divided by 5. I know 5 goes into 17 3 times for 15. My remainder is 2, so that becomes my new numerator, and my denominator stays a 5, and there I'm back at my 3 2/5. So that's kind of an easy way of going back and forth between mixed numbers and improper fractions.